Anyway, sometimes I'm on the first day of fall. Wow, that's a throwback. That has not happened in a while. Hey guys, it's Appleminte. Welcome back again to my channel, and welcome back to me. For you guys, it was only a 2-week break that I took, but for me, I've been away almost the whole month of August in Italy with family on vacation. I had pre-recorded a bunch of videos, so you guys didn't know I was gone, but I was. Thank you to Italy for all the great food. Never had a bad meal there. So for today's video, as the title says, I'm doing another Drawing Your OCs video. This is number 11, which is really crazy. I was gonna do a different video for today, but you guys overwhelmingly voted to see this type of video for today, so that's what we're doing. So courtesy of Jerry's Artorama, I've got this 80 set of concept markers. These were sent to me by them for free just to test out if I'd like. I'm not sponsored for these. This is an 80 set of their markers, and let's just bask in the glory for a moment. I'm weak when it comes to markers. Can you tell? I love markers. Also, as a gift to you guys, they also sent along a 36 set of their concept markers. These are alcohol based, they're dual ended, and why wouldn't you want these for free, right? I'm gonna be doing a giveaway with these. Keep watching in the video to find out how you can win this set of markers. Unfortunately, this is only going to be for US residents. I'll also have all the necessary information in the description box below how you can enter. And the last thing I want to mention real quick before we get into the video is something really important, and I'm gonna put it up right here. I am funding a charity pin right now. This is going to be to support the issues that are going on in the Amazon rainforest. Currently it is on fire. It's been on fire for a while, and there's a lot of issues going on in the Amazon. A lot of species are becoming endangered. I believe 200,000 acres of rainforest burn per day. So that's 150 acres a minute. It's crazy. An acre is really big. Look it up. The people who are indigenous to the area, their land is being destroyed. I have chosen a charity called Rainforest Trust. They strategically purchase up land in the Amazon in Brazil so that they can protect those habitats and work to restore certain areas and prevent the fires. They are a highly rated small nonprofit charity, and if you would like to help this cause, I have created a pin. This is the three-toed sloth. They are quickly losing their home. So if you would like to support this cause, you can purchase my enamel pin. If you purchase this pin, 100% of the profits that I make will go directly to this charity. I am going to be donating all the money that I make from this into the charity fund. Even if you can't purchase the pin for yourself, please share this post on social media. I will have my pre-orders open until September 8th. So if you'd like to help me raise the money to get this pin made, I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening to my long spiel. Now we can get into the video itself. So this first character was sent to me by Rebecca's Art on Instagram. This character is from a race called a Tefling from, I hope I pronounced that correctly, from Dungeons and Dragons. And they gave me a brief description of the character. She is sneaky, makes a living looting ships that dock in the harbor of the little village that she lives in, and her name is Azalea. I want to say how cool I think this character is. I don't know much about the Tefling race from D&D, but she kind of has that like demon look with the horns and the pointy ears and the tail. I really like that look, and I thought her design as a whole was really creative. So good job at designing her. She really fits your description. And yeah, I was just very drawn to her, and I wanted to create her. I was afraid that my art wouldn't look very good next to hers because I just love her art style. Look how good that looks. And I don't know, I hope I did the character justice. You guys gotta let me know below. I mean, we have two different art styles, so you can't really compare them that way. But so yeah, for her character, I first envisioned a pose where she would kind of be stealing things and holding some goods. And so I did originally start doing that, I started drawing in that direction. But then as I was going, it kind of became more this, where she's more like sneaking around and she's shushing, even though her finger isn't up directly to her lips, because I didn't really want to block her face. I know I should have, but you know, we won't talk about that. But yeah, she's kind of being really sneaky, slipping around. I tried to fit her character description with her pose, so hope I did it justice. I will say that the colors that I was using might be a little bit more vibrant when compared to the colors that she used in her reference. She sent me 2 different reference images. The one that I included here was just one of them, but it was the one that I felt like best showed the entire character and all the details on the outfits. That's why I put this one up on screen, but she did send me another reference. And I also, another side note, I used the bold outlines here in this drawing for the outside outlines of the character. I always feel that those really make it pop when you're doing character art, because, you know, for this kind of thing you don't necessarily plan on doing a background, but you want to make the character pop still. So adding a bold outline around the outside is a good way to do that. It really helps your character pop. But yeah, so I was using the concept markers for these drawings in this video, and they are alcohol based. They have 2 ends, and the ends are a chisel nib and a bullet nib. I always prefer a brush nib on my alcohol markers. However, a bullet nib, you know, is workable still. I just prefer a brush nib. Many alcohol brands have a bullet nib, and the ones that do have a brush nib tend to be a little more on the pricey end. So sometimes, you know, it's like you give and you take a little bit here and there. But these were really nice to use overall. They did have a good selection of colors, I will say. You will notice, like I mentioned before, that the colors I used might be a little bit different. I didn't have the exact muted tones. Something I'll say about the concept marker selection is that a lot of them are more vibrant, which is not a bad thing. But if you're somebody that wants some muted colors, that's something to consider, because at least for me, when I was trying to come up with these specific colors, like the blue especially, you'll notice that hers is more of like a cadet blue, a more muted blue, whereas mine is more of a brighter blue. But to get around that, I ended up doing a quick layer of a light cool gray, and that kind of muted it for me. So there's always a ways around it with markers. You can always do little tips and tricks and stuff like that, but this marker set definitely had a lot of bright colors, which, you know, that's just personal preference at that point. I'll talk a little bit more about how they work in the next character. And like I mentioned in the beginning, if you'd like to learn how you can win a set of 36 of these markers, be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you all about that. But yeah, this was Azalea. Just adding the finishing touches here, and I hope you guys like how she came out. On camera, the red on her skin that I used looks very, very bright. It's not like that bright in person. It's a little more muted, so the camera just kind of like blew out the colors a little bit. But I hope you enjoyed the way I drew her, and now on to the next character. This next character was sent to me by Mika, and her name is Hikari. She also sent me a little description of the character and said that their character is bubbly, sweet, and loves the fall. So relatable. I love the fall. And she likes pumpkin spice lattes. So in her email, she had said if I could include a pumpkin spice latte that the character's holding, even though it's not in the reference, they would be really happy about that. So of course I had to include a pumpkin spice latte. So yeah, this character to me seemed to be a unicorn angel hybrid, although I maybe it's not angel. I think the wings might just be more symbolic of like a Pegasus, because she does have the tail and the horns, but she doesn't have a halo. So I'm gonna go with she's a Pegasus girl. I really like drawing girls with buns in their hair. I think it's fun. But something that I always struggle with is really long hair, and I'm trying to get better about how I draw that. I find that like I can do it, but it never comes out looking the way that I imagine it in my head. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that feeling about various things. You know, you have an image in your head and then you go and draw it and you're like, wait a minute, that's not the same. But for her, I wanted to make her kind of chilling and floating in midair, because she's kind of fluttering her wings. She's got wings, she can fly, so she's chilling and she's got her latte and she's pretty relaxed. There is a lot of blue in her outfit and her hair, so I wanted to at least try to make some contrast between her pants and her hair, for example. I didn't want her body just to get lost in there, so I did my best you'll see when I go in with the blues and stuff, to make sure I tried putting some of the darker blues toward the bottom of her hair to kind of make a gradient upward toward the lighter blues at the top of her hair, so that way her body wouldn't, you know, just blend into her hair too much. But again, so I want to talk a little bit more about these markers. Again, they have a pretty good range of colors. So I talked before about the vibrancy. A lot of these are very bright colors. There are some muted ones, but for some of the shades that I was using, like blue, for example, there's a bunch of bright blues. So that's something to think about. But there were a good range of skin tones. There was a lot of browns. There was some good peach colors. So sometimes, you know, when you get a set of markers, like, you know, you go to find a peach color and it's like orange or it's like pink. And I've had that issue quite a bit with some brands in the past. This I didn't have that problem with. I was able to find quite a few colors that I could use for various skin tones, and there was a few colors from each color. Like there was a few reds in the set, a few oranges, pinks, there was a bunch of grays and browns, and then they included 3 colorless blenders and 3 blacks. The colorless blenders I don't really care for. I don't use them that much. They're more for correcting mistakes. However, I do care about the blacks. I can always use those for filling large backgrounds or large areas of black. If you guys remember the video I did a few weeks ago where I drew the character from Elsword, Metamorphy, I filled in the entire background black for that one. And so those are the times when I use big amounts of black, and I don't want to waste Copics for that. So these you know, markers that I can just get a bunch of really help for that. And the blending was pretty good with these markers as well. As with most bullet nibs, you have to work kind of quick, and you have to go back and forth a lot more than you would when you have brush nibs, because, you know, bullet nibs are, they don't get all the feathering and blending action like you get with a brush nib, but that's just a fault of a bullet nib in general. So that's just something you got to learn to work with, and it's really just a personal preference at that point. But overall, I like these markers. And again, I'm not paid for these. These are just sent to me. Figured I'd review them a bit because why not? I'm using them to color everything in this video. But yeah, that is Hikari. I hope you enjoyed the way that I drew her. I added some little feathers flying off her wings because I thought that would be a cute touch. And she's got her latte, of course. So thank you for watching, and now onto my final thoughts. So guys, that was my Drawing Your OCs video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the characters that I chose to draw and the way that they came out. I really had a lot of fun with this one. Let me know which one was your favorite, which one did I do better. And again, if you would like to have a chance to have your character chosen to be drawn in one of these videos, make sure you turn on your notifications for my channel and pay attention to the community tab. I have an email, appledrawmyoc@gmail.com, and you can send your character there. And when I am open, I will always post right before I'm choosing characters, and sometimes there's a theme, so definitely pay attention to the community tab if you'd like to have a chance to have your character drawn in one of my videos. As promised, if you'd like to have a chance to win this 36 set of concept markers and you live in the US, I have a link in the description below. It is to a giveaway site where you can have various ways to enter. Each action that you complete gets you a certain amount of entries. Make sure you're a subscriber here, and there will be a bunch of little actions you can do, so you have a bunch of chances to enter to win this beautiful set of markers. So thank you so much for watching. All of my links are in the description box below. I have a link to my online store where you can find all of my pins, prints, charms, everything that I create is there, as well as the pre-order for my rainforest charity pin and some other things. If you'd like to support this cause and help the rainforest, please check out the link in my description box below. It'll take you to my online store where you can see the listing for the pin, and again, all the profits I make from this pin are going directly to the charity, and 100% of the money they get donated to them will be used for conservation in the rainforest. So you get to donate and help a good cause, and you get a pin in the process, so why not? I also have my Dangling Darlings Kickstarter that will be starting this weekend, but I don't want to talk too much about that because it's really about saving the rainforest right now, okay? So I'm not going to push that too much in this video, but if you'd like to check that out, the links will be below as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm super excited to get back into the swing of making videos and creating things for you guys. Hope you are excited for the fall. It is my favorite season. My birthday is in the fall on September 23rd, and I'm really excited because it's the first day of fall some years. Anyway, sometimes I'm on the first day of fall. Wow, that's a throwback. That has not happened in a while. And you see, it only rings once. It's as if to bother me, be like, hey, let me ruin your video, and then it stops. Funny, isn't it? I'm not amused. Okay, I'm a little amused because that was like perfect timing. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I'll see you all next Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time as always, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye bye.